Hello, everyone. Week 9. I hope everyone is doing great. For this video, I want to talk about three things. First, I want to talk about your midterm feedback, the survey that you have given me. I want to make some comments about the valuable feedback actually that you gave me. And also, I want to talk about Project 3, your progress on it, and some comments about your or even questions in the discussion posts that I could see. Generally speaking, to be honest, I am so proud of you. I can, like, I was reading your discussion posts for week 8, and I think you are making huge progress already in this project. Um, in week 7, many of you commented on the assignment sheet as a helpful component, as like starting as seeming complex, but the breakdown of the steps of the project. Many of you refer to that. So I'm glad that it was helpful because I know that this project is complex, to be honest. This is why, to me, I also spent some time actually writing this um, assignment sheet or adapting it to an online class because it was not like this. It was briefer. I add some sections in order to make it as informative as possible because I also know that we do not have that day-to-day interaction that happens in regular face-to-face in-person classes. So let me go directly in what I have prepared. I actually did not make slides. I don't think I need them. So I have some comments on that sheet of paper, some notes. So in your feedback, many of you mentioned that like the good part. I think yeah, I only had 5 responses. I'm very thankful for those who made them because this is a point of the semester when I need to see those suggestions. So if you want me to implement them in the class, I take feedback from you at the end of the class, but I use this feedback to serve future students. But this is the value of this feedback. So the first, like I would say, suggestion for improvement. Um, it was not a suggestion for improvement as much as it was a complaint or an expression of frustration. The student, because it was anonymous, wrote that they were frustrated at the fact that their peer did not make their post. Um, so they did not have a peer review. Um, I am really sorry that you had to deal with this. I don't know you, and you did not email me. Uh, and I think you should have. Because if you had emailed me, I would have checked who your peer was and I would try to communicate with them. And actually, this happened with another peer, like one of another pair. Uh, one of them emailed me, said like the other person has not submitted yet, and I had to reach out to them, and I think the process got going. So if this happened with you, I was hoping that you would let me in, and maybe that would have made a difference. I'm not sure, to be honest. Um, because also there is one student who I think is deciding to withdraw, and I am not sure if he has withdrawn, but I think he was in the list of peers. So, but yes, things like this, unfortunately, they are unavoidable. And I'm very sorry it got on you, but this will not affect your grade in any way because you submitted your work. So your work was ready, but the other person was not there. So you should not worry about your grade. But I was hoping that you would have reached out to me. I would have reached out to the person, or maybe I would have paired you with someone else who were already paired and maybe ask them to do extra work for extra credit, maybe. You know, and I have done that before. Um, but yeah, another suggestion that was, or I would say complaint that the videos are long, and sometimes like the student after 30 minutes, they said lose focus. And I think that's a very, um, I mean, true uh, fact about us, and the amount of attention we can have continuously. I will do my best to make my videos shorter. And to be honest, I'm starting to lean towards emailing you than making a video, because sometimes I feel like the video can distract you from the things that I wrote for you. So this is why maybe I have not made posts, sorry, videos for the past 2 weeks, because I wanted you to focus on the sheet that I wrote and I spent a lot of time. I didn't want to distract you from it. But yes, I will do my best. And I think I can promise you that this video will be less than 30 minutes. Um, Yes, another complaint and suggestion was finding the assignments. I think that the student was complaining about where the assignments are in the schedule, and the schedule is in the syllabus, and they have to go do this every time. And I'm not sure how I can put them on Moodle, to be honest, like, because the schedule has to be um, a schedule. Like Moodle is the platform where we do the things, but we need to have a schedule that would tell you day to day what to do, or at least this is how I imagined it. Maybe I'm wrong. So please, if you can reach out, even like that's totally fine if you think I am not getting what you are trying to say. However, one thing that I want to say is, like, if it is about the page of the um, schedule. Also, one thing I want to say is that many of your peers actually appreciated that page, that all the deadlines are in one place, one sheet, and I think it's a very good text that I created, because I did not want to distribute the deadlines in many like the assignment sheets, for example, and every student will have to go to every assignment sheet to know what they're going to do, So I wanted to have them all in one document, so we are all on the same page on those things. I think I have a suggestion for you. It's an easy one, is to bookmark the schedule. And let me show you. So and I know that this might sound silly, like but I just wanted to make sure at least that I do it. Okay, so this is your schedule. Okay, and I am on it. I opened it. If you just click on the link and then drag the link here. You see, I have my to-do list here. Okay, I will put it behind my to-do list. You see, now I have the schedule here. And with one click, I can go directly to the schedule instead of having to go to Moodle and do this circle every time you want the schedule. Um, but yeah, at least this is how I understood your feedback. But if I'm not hitting your point, I hope that you reach out to me. Uh, what else? Yeah, so this was about the feedback and the suggestion that I got. As for um, the assignment sheet, the discussions, as I said at the beginning of the video, I am very optimistic about your performance in this project. To be honest, when I was reading your discussion posts about the assignment sheet, I was very happy. I think all of you said that the assignment sheet is self-explanatory and helpful. Um, And some of you actually did some Google search that also helped them understand the concept of discourse community. And I'm very glad you did that too. And as I was commenting on you, I was giving like some suggestions on how the readings of the week, I mean the following week, would help you. And then when I saw that those readings and your discussion posts on them, and I found like you really made the connection that I was really hoping you to make when I was reading your first posts on the assignment sheet. Like some of you were they had questions about interviewing the a discourse community member. Some were like, should the questions be prepared beforehand, or should they um, be made upon the or based on what the interviewee is saying? That was a question. There was a question also about how to uh, find someone to interview. Although I wrote some ideas in the assignment sheet, but there was still kind of, I would say, intriguing or maybe intimidating. This is the word I'm trying to still think and decide on someone, how to select an interviewee. And I think when you read uh, the articles that we had three articles um, for week 8. Um, some of you mentioned that they helped you imagine, like I want to actually I want to refer to who? I'm sorry. Yeah, Alicia Sus Sosnowski, I think. Yes, Alicia Sosnowski. She wrote that it helped her envision the project. Um, and that word, I really loved how she wrote it. Uh, um, because sometimes when you see the assignment sheet, you cannot understand or at least imagine how will this be in reality. And this is why I made those three papers available. And um, I was very happy that you made those connections about, okay, now we can see some examples that were executed. Okay, and now you think about how you can make that happen in your discourse community and the community you want to investigate. Uh, Also, um, the article by Alex Helderman about the discourse community of nursing. I think it resonated with many of you because actually there were like at least 3 or 4 students who were thinking about doing an investigation in either nursing or medicine. So I think that that one uh, article was providing a very close example to what they want to do. Um, so I was very happy with this code, like overlapping. That's that's what I thought. Yeah, generally the questions. Also, I yeah, I loved the questions that you wrote. I actually tried to respond to most of your questions on the assignment sheet. So I'm not sure if you are getting my an alert when I respond or not. I hope you do get an alert so we can have that sense of conversation. But for week seven, I'm sorry, week seven or week eight? For week eight, I week eight or no, week seven. My apologies. Yes, for that week when we were talking about the assignment sheet. Yes, week seven, project three assignment sheet. I responded to most of you, and if you have not gotten a notification that you need to employ that on your Moodle, um, that's it. That's it. Um, I will look forward to seeing your um, proposals and first to have the discussion on proposals because for week nine we are discussing what it takes to write an effective proposal. Uh, I want to take a look. Yes. So I called that week like planning your research proposal, and as I wrote in the tentative schedule, um, there is um, uh, like for this week there is a full break. So I am making the deadline instead of a Friday. I'm gonna make it on Monday, so you can have your full break without interruption from this course. And there are questions that I have for you to start together, um, kind of sharing ideas with one another. Okay, what discourse community you want to investigate, and how we are going to investigate why first, establishing the why, because this is one of the functions of the proposal. When you are thinking about a research proposal and what it does, I can think about two things. And there could be many. I mean, those are the ones on top of my head. I write a research proposal in order to get approval. Sometimes I write it to my professor, for example, or academic advisor, so I can get approval for my research, especially if they are in capacity of approving my research or rejecting it. Sometimes I write research proposal to the Office of Ethics in the university, because if I am conducting research on human subjects, I cannot do that without permission, and they have to make sure that my processes are due and lawful. Because in this country and in the world, actually, there is a history of conducting research that is unethical, that involves human beings. So there, the the proposal is very important to tell that entity what are you going to do for your research and how are you going to do it? Another function of the research proposal is, for example, if you are uh, requesting funding, there are types of research that needs um, funding and sometimes a lot of money. If you are requesting funding from the government or from any entity that is responsible or advocating for funding research, you need to convince them of what you're going to do and why it is significant and the potential of what we are getting from it, or at least what you are getting from it. So this is why I wrote those questions that you have in week nine. Um, what's the discourse community you are investigating and why? Who are you going to interview? Can you make an effective argument about why they are a good source of information? What are possible articles that you can use for this component? And what are the conventions or characteristics of an effective research proposal? And I wrote, you need to do genre analysis to answer this question. Find some examples from the web to analyze. And I am going to add a couple of suggested um, proposals that I used actually in my in-person classes. I showed them to my students. I want to show them to you too. You do not have to read them but you need to skim through them. You need to see the structure, some of the language tone, um, because just in case you're not familiar with this genre, um, um, that's it. So I think these will help you in your um, work. Also, for this week, uh, you have to make the discussion post and you have to submit your proposal at the same time. Okay. Uh, but the deadline of the proposal is like they are the same, but for you to plan this together, you need to start working on the discussion first before you submit your own research proposal. Okay. I didn't want to make two separate deadlines so I don't confuse you. However, it is highly suggested that you start the discussion first in the forum, and then, informed by the discussion that you had with your peers and with the sources that I am also that I referred to, that I'm going to add, the examples of the proposal. I hope that you can use that and make your proposal informed by them. So this is something that I'm glad actually that I remember to mention. That's it. And I will look forward to seeing those and giving you feedback on them. If you have any questions, um, email me. And I'm glad that I made this video less than 30 minutes as requested. Um, enjoy your week.